Have you ever noticed it? That little eye icon under your story. And there he is, your ex. Again. He doesn't message, he doesn't check in. But somehow, he never misses a story. Every time you post within minutes, his name is there. And you ask yourself the same question. Why? Why is he watching me, but not talking to me? And I'm here to tell you, you're not crazy for wondering. You're not overthinking it. You're not weak for noticing. Because behind that silent watcher is a storm of reasons. Some selfish, some sad, and some that could break your heart all over again. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 emotional reasons why your ex keeps watching your stories, but never reaches out. Let's get started. Reason number 1. He misses you, but not enough to come back. Sometimes the reason he watches you is the simplest and the most painful. He misses you, but not enough to fight for you, not enough to reach out, not enough to admit that he was wrong, not enough to risk rejection. He watches you because you were once his world. You were the voice he woke up to, the person he shared memes with at 2 a.m., the comfort he didn't have to ask for, and now all that is gone. But instead of facing the void, he settles for the bare minimum, a glimpse of your life from behind a screen, a silent dose of nostalgia that costs him nothing. You see, some people would rather watch you from afar than admit that they want you back, but can't offer you what you deserve. It's not that they don't feel, it's that their pride, or fear, is stronger than their love. And that should never be enough for you. He's there because the echo of you still haunts him. But he's not brave enough to step back into the fire he once walked out of. That's not love. That's comfort. And comfort is not commitment. So the next time you see his name come up, remember, it may not be love. It may just be loneliness disguised as curiosity. Reason number 2, he wants to be remembered but not held accountable. You want to move on. You've done everything right. You've deleted old photos, muted his profile, blocked the memories that keep popping up at midnight. But there he is, again. Not in your inbox, not on your contact list, but still on your story views. And this time it's not because he misses you, not even because he wants to come back. It's because he wants you to miss him. Some people aren't interested in fixing what they've broken. They're only interested in keeping their name alive in your heart. Not to be a part of it, but to prove that they still matter. He watches your stories not to reunite you, but to gently haunt you, to make sure you don't let go completely, to leave a trail of breadcrumbs of presence. Just enough to confuse you, just enough to make you question everything, because if you forget him completely, it means he's really gone. It means he failed to leave a trace. And for someone who thrives on ego over effort, that's unbearable. He doesn't want to hold your hand anymore. He just wants to make sure that no one else does. And so he lurks in the shadows of your digital life, appearing, disappearing, reappearing. And every time you see his name, your healing takes a hit. You begin to think, does he still care? Is this a sign? Should I reach out? And that's what he's counting on. Not your love, but your reaction. It's the emotional equivalent of a door left slightly open. You're not sure if he's going to come in, or if he's just going to watch you wait. And let me tell you, if someone really loves you, they won't leave you confused. They won't toy with visibility while remaining silent. They will show up, completely, clearly, consistently. But if all he does is look at your life through a screen and still remain silent, then his presence isn't love, it's manipulation wearing the mask of curiosity. And you deserve more than being someone's digital distraction. You deserve clarity. You deserve peace, freedom, and someone who doesn't just see your life, but wants to be a part of it. Reason number 3. He wants to know if you've moved on. Before he does, sometimes it's not about love. It's about timing, about pride, fear of being replaced. Your ex watches your stories because deep down, he wants to know if you moved on before he did. It's not love he's chasing. It's control over who heals first, because in his mind, if he sees you smiling, looking happy, with someone new, then suddenly it's real. He has lost you, not just emotionally, but completely. And that scares him more than the breakup itself. You may think your story was nothing, just a boomerang of clinking glasses, just a group selfie over dinner. But to him, it's a clue, a code, a possible sign that someone else might now be getting the version of you he took for granted. And suddenly, the distance he created starts to feel like a prison. He's no longer in control of the story. He left because he thought you'd wait. But now, you're glowing. You're growing. You become someone else's what if. He doesn't watch because he misses what he had. He's watching because he's afraid of what someone else might have now. You have become a silent competition. And in his mind, he's checking the scoreboard. He doesn't want to text first. He doesn't want to admit that he's not over you. So instead, he lurks in the background, hoping you'll post something that confirms he still has time, that you're still his maybe, that you're still healing, just like him. But here's the truth. If someone only wants you when they think they're losing you, then they never deserved you in the first place. He's not ready to love you. He's just afraid of watching someone else do it better. That's not romance. That's ego. And you, my dear, were never meant to be someone's ego boost. You are not a placeholder. You are not a checkpoint on someone else's healing timeline. You are a woman worthy of being chosen, fully, proudly, and without hesitation. Reason 4. He wants you to go after him first. Sometimes the silence isn't distance. It's a trap, a game, one you never agreed to play. Because for some people, love isn't about connection, it's about control. Your ex may be watching your stories, not because he wants you back, but because he wants you to want him back. He wants you to make the first move, send the first message, open the door he locked. It's a twisted cycle. He left, he walked away, and now, through the tiny act of looking at your story, he drops breadcrumbs, just enough to make you think, maybe he still cares. Should I say something? But he's not going to be the one to reach out. No, he waits, waiting to be chased, waiting to see if he still has power over your heart. He wants to know if he still lives rent-free in your head, if he can still make you doubt yourself, hesitate, reconsider. And when you finally send him a message, he may not even respond the way you hoped. He may act cold, distant, casual, because this was never about reconnecting. It was about reassurance. He looks at your stories and knows that part of you still wonders what might have been. And the quieter he stays, the louder the questions in your head get. But listen carefully. Anyone who truly cares about you wouldn't force you to pursue them. They wouldn't bait you with digital crumbs and call it love. Love doesn't play games. Love doesn't test your pride. Love doesn't make you beg. You deserve someone who walks toward you, not someone who runs ahead of you hoping you'll follow. You don't chase love. You don't earn what should be mutual. So let him watch. Let him scroll in silence. Let him stay behind the screen. You're done auditioning for someone who already had you and couldn't handle it. Reason number 5. He regrets losing you, but he knows it's too late. Not every man who sees your story wants you back, and not every man who wants you back deserves you. Sometimes he regrets losing you, but deep down, he knows. It's too late. He sees you now, more confident, more joyful, healing. And with every story you post, he's reminded of the version of you he'll never get again. Not because you're being petty, not because you're trying to make him jealous, but because you're living, breathing, rebuilding, without him. And that hurts in ways his ego was never prepared for. He watches your life like a movie he left too soon. He thought you'd be the same. He thought you'd wait. He thought he had time. But he was wrong. You outgrew the pain. You outgrew him. Now all he can do is press play on memories disguised as stories, on seconds of your life that feel like miles he'll never cross again. Sometimes silence isn't rejection, it's acceptance. He doesn't reach out, not because he doesn't care, but because he knows he's blown it, and there's no going back. So he settles for being a ghost in your digital world, a pair of eyes you see every time you post, hoping that maybe, just maybe, you'll wonder about him. But you won't, because you're not who you used to be. You've cried, you've healed, you've risen. So let him watch, let him remember, let him regret. But don't look back, because a woman like you doesn't chase eyes in the shadows. She moves forward, with grace, with power, and with peace. History isn't about who's still watching. It's about who shows up. So let him watch. Let him sit behind the screen. Let him wonder what went wrong while you live the life he can no longer be a part of. Because you're not someone to be watched. You're someone to be chosen. And if you needed a sign to keep going, this is it. If this message speaks to your heart, if you've ever felt the weight of someone's silence speak louder than their words, then don't keep it to yourself. Tap the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because this is where we speak the truths that heal and remind you of the love you deserve. Your story isn't over. It's just beginning, and you're not alone.